There are rules you're taught: how to be polite, how to succeed, how to fit in. Then there are the rules Niccolo Machiavelli would never say out loud. The ones whispered in the shadows of power. The ones that separate those who dominate from those who merely survive. Most people think power is about what you show: charisma, wealth, loud achievements. But Machiavelli, the master strategist of human nature, knew the truth. Real power lies in what you withhold, especially in public. Because in public, you're not just being watched by people, you're being watched by opportunity, by reputation, by those waiting for you to slip. You don't rise by being impressive. You rise by being impeccable. And there are 9 behaviors, subtle, emotional, all too human, that will quietly destroy your presence, your mystique, your control if you dare reveal them in public. These aren't mistakes of action. They're mistakes of exposure. They're the cracks in your armor that others exploit, consciously or not. Machiavelli's genius was to understand that power isn't built through grand gestures, but through calculated restraint. In this 40-minute deep dive, we'll uncover the 9 behaviors you must never show in public, drawn from Machiavelli's principles in The Prince. We'll explore why they weaken you, how to avoid them, and most importantly, how to replace them with strategies that build unassailable influence. But be warned, this isn't about being liked or admired. It's about becoming a force others can't define, can't dismiss, and can't forget. Stay until the end, because the final lesson will show you how to turn silence into a weapon that shapes the world around you. Let's begin. 1. Never complain in publicity. You might think complaining makes you relatable, human, authentic. But in the eyes of the powerful, it signals to fatal weaknesses. You lack control, and you crave sympathy. Both are poison. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see you, but few can touch you." When you complain publicly about your boss, your workload, your struggles, you broadcast your pain, and the world takes note. You become someone who needs something, whether it's validation or relief, and the moment you need, you lose. Imagine you're at a networking event, venting about a tough day. People nod, maybe even sympathize, but in their minds, you're no longer a threat, a mystery, or a leader. You're just another person weighed down by life. Power belongs to those who endure silently, who let others wonder how they never flinch. To avoid this trap, channel your frustration privately, journal it. Confide in a trusted ally, but in public, maintain an unreadable calm. Let the crowd project strength onto your silence. That's the first step to becoming impeccable. 2. Never reveal your insecurity in private. With someone you trust, you might admit doubts, but in public, never. Machiavelli knew that appearances shape reality. Say, "I'm not good at this," enough times, and people will believe it, even if it's not true. Admit you struggle with confidence, and their expectations of you drop permanently. Public insecurity is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It invites others to see you as weak, even if you're not. Instead, hold your frame, stand tall, speak slowly, let your posture hide your inner uncertainty. For example, imagine you're pitching an idea and feel unprepared. Don't apologize or confess doubt. Pause, smile faintly, and deliver your words with deliberate calm. The crowd won't see your fear, they'll see your control. That's what unnerves them, not what you say, but what you refuse to reveal. 3. Never boast about your plans. I have seen people loudly proclaiming their next big project, their grand ambitions. Machiavelli would smile at their naivety, then use their openness against them. When you share your plans publicly, things happen. First, people feel no urgency to support you. They think you're already succeeding. Second, you give rivals a map to sabotage you before you start. In The Prince Machiavelli advised, a wise man ought always to follow the paths beaten by great men, and to imitate those who have been supreme, so that if his ability does not equal theirs, at least it will savor of it. Boasting dilutes your mystique. Instead, move quietly. Let your results speak when they're undeniable. If someone asks about your plans, shrug, smile, say, "We'll see." Power accumulates when no one sees it coming. 4. Never take public sides in petty conflict. Standing up for someone in public might feel noble, but it's a trap. Machiavelli warned, He who becomes involved in the quarrels of others will almost always regret it. When you jump into a petty dispute defending a colleague, picking a side in a social spat, you become predictable. You gain enemies without necessity. Form alliances based on emotion rather than strategy, and expose your values before you have the power to enforce them. Imagine two co-workers arguing at a meeting, and you chime in to support one. You've just made an enemy of the other and signaled where your loyalties lie. Instead, stay neutral, observe, remember, position yourself. Public neutrality isn't cowardice, it's the preservation of future dominance. 5. Never show hunger for attention. There's no greater weakness in public than desperation for laughter, validation, or approval. The moment people sense you need their attention, they own you. Machiavelli believed that the more you need others, the less they value you. When you walk into a room trying to be liked, you become replaceable. But when you enter with composure, calm, and disinterest, you create a presence others can't define. Picture a party where someone's cracking loud jokes, fishing for laughs. Now picture someone else, quiet, observing, speaking only when the moment demands it. Who feels more powerful? To gain influence, be the one who doesn't need the room. Let them come to you. 6. Never break under pressure. Public moments of stress, arguments, accusations, challenges are tests. Most people fail not by exploding, but by leaking. Their voice tightens, their eyes dart, their posture weakens. The crowd notices instantly, and your myth cracks. Machiavelli absorbed pressure like armor absorbs arrows, even when boiling inside. He'd maintain external stillness, not robotic, but controlled. Imagine you're in a heated meeting, and someone calls you out. Instead of stammering or snapping back, you pause, hold their gaze, and respond calmly. The room sees your unshakable presence, and you become a psychological landmark, a figure others adjust around. Practice this. When pressure hits, slow your breath, relax your shoulders, and let your calm provoke their unease. 7. Never over-explain yourself. Urge to justify your actions in public is a sin. You say something controversial, get a reaction, and panic. You clarify, defend, soften, and in that moment, you lose the frame. The crowd now owns your narrative. You're reacting to them. Machiavelli never explained, he redirected. If someone demanded clarity, he'd say, "Perhaps you misunderstood me," or "Perhaps you understood perfectly." Either way, he kept control. For example, if you make a bold decision at work and someone questions it, don't justify. Say, "Let's see how it unfolds." Your silence forces them to question themselves, not you. The less you explain, the more power you retain. 8. Never reveal bitterness toward rejection. Being ignored, overlooked, or excluded stings, but showing that pain publicly is emotional suicide. Bitterness screams, "I care," and it weakens me. Machiavelli would respond with detachment, not passive aggressiveness or fake indifference. If a colleague snubs you at an event, don't sulk or retaliate. Act as if their rejection freed you, as if your attention is a scarce resource they've just lost access to. For instance, if someone chooses another person over you for a project, smile faintly, wish them well, and redirect your energy elsewhere. They expect you to chase when you don't. They start chasing you. That's the reversal of power. 9. Never publicly criticize someone more powerful. Criticizing someone above you might feel righteous, but it's rarely strategic. It paints you as jealous and marks you as a threat to neutralize. Machiavelli never struck first in public. He waited, studied, and acted when the time was right. In The Prince, he wrote, "The prudent man should always follow the path of great men and imitate those who have excelled. If you must challenge the powerful, do it surgically, through proxies, or after their guard is down. For example, if a boss makes a mistake, don't call it out in a meeting. Wait, observe their weaknesses, and expose them indirectly through a well-timed question or observation later. Power lies in deciding when the truth is useful. Building power through strategic presence of these behaviors is only half the game. Power isn't just preserved by what you avoid, it's constructed by what you project. Machiavelli didn't want to be respected. He wanted to be feared, and followed with no clear explanation why. To do this, replace weakness with deliberate strategies. Replace complaints with unreadable endurance. When others complain, they leak need. When you endure silently, You create mystery. Under pressure, let your calm intimidate. People fear what they can't measure. If you're unshaken, they wonder, what's he planning? Your pain becomes a weapon when no one sees it clearly. Replace insecurity with strategic ambiguity. Instead of admitting doubt, say, I have something in mind. Leave people guessing. Ambiguity makes them overthink, giving you the advantage. For example, if asked about a project's progress, respond, it's coming along as planned. Let them project depth onto your vagueness. Replace boasting with subtle power signals. Don't announce achievements, let them leak. Be seen protecting your time, staying calm in chaos, or pausing before speaking. These signals suggest power without declaring it. When others celebrate, your silence stands out. Replace public loyalty with quiet allegiance. Support allies privately, not publicly. Public gestures make you predictable. Private ones build trust. If you back someone behind closed doors, they'll defend you publicly without you asking. Replace attention-seeking with controlled withdrawal. Don't chase the spotlight, step just outside it. Arrive late, leave early, speak sparingly. In a room of performers, the one who holds back becomes the anchor. Humans chase contrast, and your absence pulls them in. Replace breakdown with pre-planned stills. When challenged, don't react, pause. A deliberate stare, a slow lean back, a refusal to match their panic disrupts their tempo. Your calm becomes provocative, making others unravel while you stay composed. Replace over-explanation with micro-mystery. Instead of clarifying, say, let's see how it plays out. The less you talk, the more others project meaning onto you. Let them work to understand you, and their imagination will amplify your power. Replace bitterness with quiet exit. When rejected, don't argue or beg, withdraw with cold detachment. Leave the room mid-conversation with a vague, I've got something to handle. Your absence creates discomfort, making others question what they've lost. Replace criticism with delayed precision. And strike when offended. Wait. Study their weaknesses, then expose them subtly, perhaps through a question or observation in a different context. Let their actions prove their flaws, not your words. Crafting your legend. Machiavelli didn't just teach tactics, he taught atmosphere. Your goal isn't to impress, it's to disturb certainty, ignite imagination, and create a presence others can't explain but never forget. This is where power moves from defensive to offensive. You don't just avoid mistakes, you shape perception. Use silence as a trap. A pause after provocation makes others over-explain, exposing their weaknesses. Let them fill the vacuum while you stay still. For example, if someone criticizes you, hold their gaze silently. They'll stumble, and the crowd will notice. Redirect questions into questions. When cornered, don't answer directly. If asked, why did you do that? Respond, why does it interest you? This flips the dynamic, making them explain themselves while you stay in control. Use micro-movements for discomfort. A lingering glance, a slow sip, a faint smirk. These minimal actions create unease without words. They signal, I understand this moment better than you. Others adjust to your tempo. Praise the powerful strategically. Offer sharp, undeniable praise to those above you. Her presence commands attention. It aligns you with their strength without submission, earning their protection while you keep your own power. Watch without being watched. Scan the room subtly. Who's seeking attention? Who's mirroring you? Who's pretending not to notice? Gather data without revealing your focus. The one who watches quietly is unstoppable. Respond to disrespect with absence. If someone undermines you, don't retaliate. Withdraw your energy. Speak to others, shift focus. Let them feel the coldness of your disinterest. Their insecurity will punish them. Drop timed phrases. Say one sentence that lingers, like, sometimes silence is louder than shouting. Deliver it calmly, without emphasis, and let it echo in their minds after you're gone. Become a living riddle. Blend warmth with coldness, engagement with withdrawal, politeness with unpredictability. This dissonance makes you unforgettable. Force others can't label but can't ignore. The final lesson, mastering the exit. Machiavelli believed timing was the engine of perception. The most powerful moment in any public interaction is your exit. Leave while interest is rising, not after it peaks. Walk away mid-conversation with a vague, logical reason. I've got to handle something. Let's pause here for now. Your departure should spark curiosity, not closure. When you're gone, they'll talk not about what you said, but about why you left when you did. You're no longer a participant. You're a figure they recall when the room is empty. This is how you build a legend, not through noise, but through echoes. Machiavelli didn't want to be understood. He wanted to be feared, followed, and remembered with no clear explanation why. That's your goal now. Speak less, mean more. Let your silence create tension. Your absence spark questions. Your presence distort clarity. You're not just a person, you're a force that reshapes the room without moving a muscle. If this resonates, share in the comments. Which behavior have you caught yourself showing? And how will you replace it? Your insight could spark someone else's transformation. Subscribe for more strategic wisdom. And check out my ebook, The Art of Power, in the pinned comment for tools to master perception and influence. The next video will dive deeper into Machiavelli's tactics for winning without fighting. Keep watching, because the more you control perception, the less the world controls you. You're not just building power, you're becoming it.